Today makes us 10 days into the month of August. It's not necessarily felt that way. We're still in this rather unusual weather pattern that has us cooler and wetter than what we typically are, and we'll talk about that continuing to some sort in your 7-day with a beautiful day in the neighborhood tomorrow. Mid-80s, a lot of sunshine, and to be honest with you, while there are shower and storm chances throughout the 7-day, I think sunny days outnumber those that are not expected to be. Look forward to talking to you about that in a few moments, and don't say that quite often as I would like to, but pretty good outlook in 7 days, just a few seconds. Headlines tonight. We'll begin. This is at least the second or third report similar to this that I've read in the past few months about a small Kentucky child being killed by an accidental gunshot, and this time it's in Laurel County, where all I know at this hour is that it's a 2-year-old that was confirmed to have been shot after discharging the handgun itself and hitting itself in the abdomen. I don't know if it was a little boy, a little girl, part of the county specifically, or anything other than that, except to say that it was around 9 o'clock last night that the child shot himself in the stomach, and the EMS arrived to find the child still alive, and they did give it life-saving measures, and it was taken to the hospital, but pronounced dead there a short time later. The only other detail we know is that the, of course, investigation is ongoing. It's Sagersville Independent Day today. We hope you have a paper. Another good read, a lot of sports, schools around the corner, and we'll talk about that as far as sports goes in just a few seconds. One of the stories, though, that I referred to last evening is that about the third Sagersville Waterworks Commissioner to resign since the start of the year, which puts the Water Commission in limbo with only one commissioner, Tommy Bailey, who was appointed by Mayor Stanley Howard after he took office last week, roughly 1 week after his first meeting. Newly appointed Commissioner Jim Arnott resigned from the City Water Board. In a statement to my editor, Heather Owen, he told us here at the Sagersville Independent that he resigned for personal reasons and that it just wasn't for him. Prior to his resignation, Josh Puckett, local attorney, also resigned from the commission. That was due to him moving out of the Sagersville area, which leaves Tommy Bailey as the only sitting board member at this time. Bailey, as I said, was appointed by Mayor Howard after he took office in January. Bailey replacing Terry Marshall, who was removed from the board by the mayor after he contacted the League of Cities to confirm that Marshall was improperly appointed by former Mayor James P. Shepard, who reappointed Marshall in December before Shepard left office to a vacancy for Marshall's seat that didn't really start until January, about a week or so later. After Bailey took office, Jim Hoskins also resigned from the board, the first to do so due to disagreements with Tommy Bailey in the first Waterworks Commission meeting. Then that same week, David Gardner also stepped down as superintendent of the Sagersville Waterworks. The Sagersville Waterworks Commission has a regular meeting time for the last Tuesday of the month at 10 a.m. Technically, however, according to bylaws, they cannot meet without a quorum, meaning at least 2 board members. Commissioners are appointed by the mayor but are subject to approval by the city council. The governor making some big remarks today. He celebrated continued economic strength in the Commonwealth as general fund receipts for July of 2023 totaled $1.1 billion, making the 11th straight month with revenues over $1 billion. The governor said this budget surplus represents 7.1% in an increase compared to July of last year. Receipts despite a 10% reduction, he says, in the individual income tax rate for everyone in the Commonwealth. He says it's the result of more jobs, higher wages and salaries, and growth in sales revenues, and continued business profits. The governor also announced that 2022 was the best year on record for Kentucky tourism, right at $13 billion generated here in the Commonwealth in economic impact, and over 91,000 jobs created last year. In 2022, 75.9 million people traveled to visit Kentucky, spending almost $9 billion here, surpassing pre-pandemic volumes. That's more than $937 million in state and local taxes that were generated by those folks through tourism, equating to about tax savings of around $536 for every Kentucky household, he says. Also, as school bells are ringing across the state of Kentucky, one other thing, 685, he says, school resource officers are employed by Kentucky Public Schools, the most in the history of the Commonwealth. The report, he says, also shows that 99% of schools are in compliance with statutorily mandated access control requirements. And since the passage of the School Safety and Resiliency Act of 2019, the number of full-time school resource officers has increased by 66%. Since the beginning of the last school year alone, there has been a 33% increase in schools with a full-time school resource officer, police officer essentially, if you will, on campus. And he says that number will continue to grow throughout this school year. A couple of arrests are first local headlines to start after the break. Turning ground, Larry Sparks, Ralph Stanley II, and the Clinch Mountain Boys, Russell Moore in Third Time Out, Kentucky True Grass, High Carbon Steel, Edgar Loudermilk Band, Terry Miller and Traveler, they're all going to be there. 20 nonprofit organizations with all the fabulous food, fun, games, and prizes, they're going to be there. And for just $10, kids 12 and under get in free. You can be at the 20th Annual Magoffin County Community Day coming up Saturday, August the 19th, 10 a.m. till it ends. Tickets are available right now and can be purchased at either location of the Syersville National Bank, and every ticket gets you a chance to win this car at Community Day on the 19th.
Get ready for an unforgettable summer of music and entertainment at the Mountain Arts Center with Billie Jean Osborne's Kentucky Opry Summer Show. This year's show brings you 6 incredible nights of sensational performances. Summer is in the air, and so are the incredible sounds of the Kentucky Opry. Don't miss out on this must-see event. Tickets can be purchased now by calling 1-888-MAC-ARTS, stopping by the People's Bank box office, or visiting us at www.macarts.com.
There where every day starts, it's made and it ends. From hitting the floor to hitting the road and back, your feet carry the day's duties. And if you're hurting from what might be a work or sports or stress-related fracture you don't even know about, diabetic, or that all too often heel pain that just won't go away, or any type of pain or discomfort or in need of wound care, come to where they care.
Put your best foot forward and come visit our podiatry team. We care about our patients and their feet.
That's Dr. Cheney and her team at Hope Family Podiatry Center next to Hope Family Pediatrics on the Mountain Parkway.
Get ready for the new school year with Appalachian Wireless. Whether you need a smartphone, a wearable, or an iPad, we have your back-to-school solution. Visit AppalachianWireless.com or a retail location for our back-to-school deals. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Syersville Police Chief Neil Adams has arrested the following 2 individuals this week for theft of benefits using not a SNAP benefits card, but the information belonging to a card that belonged to another individual to make purchases at a local business. Adams' citation indicates that back on July the 19th and the 20th, 2 individuals, Billy Stevens and Donna Allen, were complicit together when they had gone to the Dollar General store here on Parkway Drive in Syersville on not one but 2 separate occasions. And when they checked out, once buying about $60 worth of merchandise and the other about $190 worth of merchandise, they didn't have a food stamp card with them, but they had the information, the numbers from the victims in their possession. And they entered those numbers in without scanning the card, having stolen them from the card that belonged to the victim, and making illegal purchases on both occasions. There was security surveillance video that also supported all of this and resulted in both being arrested for fraudulently using an ID card or electric benefits card for their personal gain. They're both lodged in the Big Sandy Jail as of this morning and still were at last update. It was just a great thing to do. A great evening in the Ramey Park Fort, and I suspect that it's probably going to get some traction and get a little bigger every time they do it. And I think with it being such a success, well, they will do just that. Kids as small as, I don't know, a few years of age, all the way up to teenagers, came down to the Ramey Park, where, as I told you, the Magoffin County Special Olympics team and the South Magoffin Fire Department were hosting an event where they just were invited to come and play. And that's not something you very often associate with fire trucks and police cars and the men and women, of course, who operate them and use them, of course, to protect us. But that was the goal. And the goal was as well to make sure that all these young people understand that these are all friends and they're there whenever they need them.
Oh yeah, we bring the trucks down today for the Special Olympics team. They get to interact with the trucks, all the gear, get a look at all the different ones. We got fire trucks, ambulances, polices, we got all that. As you can see, they're enjoying it pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, just to get the kids like this and other kids involved in the community to actually see what it's like to do this. And the key thing is to let them know that it's okay to come to us for help.
Great.
You know, don't be scared of us just because we got this on, you know.
Right.
And I think it's a really good thing to do. There's all kinds of different ages here today.
Right.
You know, just getting to see what it is, you know, what it's like to be a firefighter today.
What did you do?
I want out of here.
No.
No.
What did you do wrong?
He wants to know what you did wrong.
What I did wrong. I deserve it.
What did you do though?
I don't know. They'll find something, I'm sure.
By now, I think everyone pretty well familiar with the fact that Keisha Swords and Paul Gumby Montgomery are synonymous with the McGoffin County Special Olympics organization, and they helped put this together in hopes that they'll get some more athletes to join. They're always looking for new athletes, pretty much no age limit, and no cost of any kind for anything ever associated with it.
We're the co-directors for the McGoffin County Special Olympics. It's a family where everybody's involved, everybody's got an equal say. We've got the Special Olympics down to where it doesn't cost the parents nothing. If it ever gets to a point where we have to start charging parents, we'll just dissolve.
Right.
It's open from 8 to 108. There's no age limit. You have to be 8-year-old to start. We got bowling coming up in October. If anybody wants to join, get up with me or Keisha Sowers. We'll get you the paperwork. It's totally free. We have a good time. We have events like this, swimming parties, movie days. We try to do something every month for them. And the fire departments contacted us and wanted to do this, wanted to show their, just, you know, you can,
Yeah.
if you need something, you can trust the fire department or the police department, and not to be afraid of them. And they've had the biggest time there was trying on all these, all the gear, turnout gear and stuff. And we just want them to be aware that if they need help, the fire departments, all the police departments, the rescue squad, everybody is there for them if they need it.
More news in a moment. Right now, announcements via tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. With a quick reminder about this Saturday's annual Open Bass Tournament, sponsored by the Elk Creek Free Will Baptist Church. They'll blast off from the Clay Lick Boat Ramp on Cave Run this Saturday evening at 6. It's an evening tournament, 6 till 2 in the morning. $1,000 first place, $500 second, $300 third. The big fish prize every hour. I think they do it, and they do it right. Always a big crowd, big tournament, and looking forward to seeing who can weigh in the most. Bright and early, well, not bright, but early. It's technically Sunday morning. Good luck to all, and we hope you can help support them, of course, in their most recent fundraiser. With that said, we'll support you anytime you have a calendar announcement. Just make sure that I can tell everyone about it by getting it to me any way you can. Up next, obituaries are brought to you nightly by the McGoffin County Funeral Home, and tonight we've got services which have now been set for 82-year-old Hazel Williams Adams of Sayersville. As I told you last night, she passed away yesterday at the Riverview Health and Rehab Center in Prestonsburg. She was the daughter of the late Beverly and Cassie Reisner Williams, and she's survived by her brothers Chalmer, Ellis, Adis, Ernest, and Russell, and as well sisters Zeldie Russell, Reisner, my apologies, Wanda Prater, and Gladys Allen. Hazel's preceded in death by her husband, Orville Adams, and her brothers, Clarence and Shermy Williams, as well as two sisters, Pearlie Hackworth and Eva Lee Kilgore. Services will start Saturday morning at 11 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Friends can visit the funeral home tomorrow evening after 6 for visitation. 60-year-old Lonnie Pack of Sayersville passed away on today's date at his home. Arrangements incomplete, but to be announced. Someone dies in the U.S. every 7 minutes from an overdose, and over half of the population gets or takes pills from a friend or a relative. And about 46 million and counting are exposed to narcotics in their drinking water. So don't toss them, flush them, or leave them lying around. Safely dispose of your unneeded meds anytime at Parkway Pharmacy,
where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Sayersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy. The convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service. And the fact that you can walk in, order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies, nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more makes it more than your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Sayersville, Frazier's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that.
The decision about where to begin your child's educational journey is critical to a sense of happiness and success. Johnson County has 5 elementary schools: Central, Flat Gap, Highland, Porter, and W.R. Castle, all of which provide a full array of academic, athletic, and extracurricular opportunities, including future problem solving, basketball, football, volleyball, choir, and band. With a new state-of-the-art high school being constructed, the future is bright for our students and families. Give your child the power of opportunity, only available in Johnson County schools.
The Seasonal Shop, where denim's always in. Just pick a length, a shade, and a style. Where the cats are always a win. And where just in are new ladies' fashions, all the accessories, ridge and holler, caps and tees, new flavors of your favorite skinny syrups, and if blue is your color, brighten your whole home with it, and all of the gorgeous home decor. And don't forget B&B, that's Bridal and Baby Registry, at the Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville. Get great deals on the greatest brands at Conley Tire with up to $150 back on Goodyears, $100 on Hancooks, $100 on Mickey Thompsons, $125 on Yokohamas. And you can always pay now or later. Plus quick service with oil changes, brake jobs, $35 computer diagnostics to fix and repair your ride at Conley Tire and conleytire.net. Well, as we talked about last night with Superintendent of Schools Chris Meadows and our Director of Pupil Personnel Justin Bailey, school bells in McGoffin County started ringing early this morning. I'm told a very safe and sound and welcome or not first day, depending on how students and staff looked at it. Nevertheless, it was a successful day across the school district as classes are resuming, of course, in all neighboring counties and Kentucky schools as well. With that, football is just around the corner. And while it may change and is likely to, at least for now, the really nice football weather we all like, well, it's ahead of the game. We'll see how long that lasts. Coach John DeRossett, in his second year at the helm of the McGoffin County Hornet football program, will be starting off kickoff for the season. This is going to be a Saturday game in the Recreation Bowl. They're at Montgomery County of 7:30. Not this Saturday, but the next, a week from this Saturday. So a bit of an odd start for the boys, not on a traditional Friday night, but Saturday night lights, if you will, the 19th at Montgomery County for the McGoffin County Hornets. Their second game will be home on August the 25th, and then their first home game, Leslie County, September the 1st. That'll be the Founders Bowl. And the Eagles will kick off their season a week from tomorrow. They'll do so at home in the Hutch Bowl, hosting Madison Central Friday night on the 18th. That's their first game of the season. Their next two after that are road games, Pikeville in the Pike County Bowl, Belfry in the ARH Bowl on the road, and they're back September the 8th for their second home game, and that will be hosting Breathitt County. Tiger football starts off at home Friday the 18th, a week from tomorrow again, 7:30. They're hosting Floyd Central in the first of 10, and that will get them rolling onto the second week game at Paris. Then it's 2 home games in a row. September the 1st, hosting Prestonsburg, and September the 8th, hosting Martin County. Checking in another other viewing area team, it's Lawrence County. Coach Short and the Bulldogs, they kick off their season on the road at Rowan County. Friday, August the 18th, they are home the following week, hosting Valley in the Lawrence County Farm Bureau Bowl. And then September the 1st, they'll be home again for the 3rd game of the season, hosting Perry Central. Best wishes to all, best of luck, and look forward to some high school football. Now let's just jump right over to the weather forecast. Check out your 7-day and see what the weather is leading up to the kickoff of the high school football season. Tonight, after the showers have pulled out, some pretty good soaking rains this morning for a lot of us. We're going to be left with 66 degrees tonight, pretty much partly cloudy skies and winds moving barely out of the west, 5, 6, 7 miles per hour. Tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood, right at mid-80s at 85. Mostly sunny, dry, clear skies tomorrow night. 68, upper 60s for tomorrow night's low. And Saturday, well, temperature-wise, ditto. A little less sun. We'll see a little more cloud cover on your Saturday, but still partly sunny skies, 86 degrees. By 2, 3, or 4 o'clock Saturday, some small shower and storm chances will work their way into the forecast, and it'll be about 50% by Saturday night. Not a big washout, I don't think, for the first half of your weekend, but you might want to keep an umbrella handy. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. 86 Saturday, partly sunny. Sunday, mid-80s again, partly sunny, and a lesser chance of some showers and storms mid-afternoon again. 3 or 4 o'clock thereon, we'll see a 30 to 40% chance of some showers and storms, and a low Sunday night into the upper 60s. So another pretty consistent run as far as temperatures are concerned. A lot of sunshine and some shower chances. We are still, as I said, going into the month of August, the middle of the month of August, and we are below average. What we are seeing, it's not necessarily the dog days of summer, certainly. With that said, there's no change really, at least an increase in temperatures. In fact, we'll see temperatures decrease to start off next week. Monday, not so much. We'll still hold on to about 84 degrees. We'll still hold on to a better and a likelihood to the tune of 60% chance of showers and storms and 84 degrees. But the system that gives us showers Monday, look what it does to temperatures thereafter. Now, that's closer to football weather that we like. Barely 80 during the days, barely 60 at night, sunny, mostly clear across the board. That pattern looks to go from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe into your Friday. We might be back to 85 degrees by next Friday night for football for everyone else except for the Hornets, which, as I told you, are going to be on the road Saturday in their season opener. Nevertheless, it's the middle of August almost, and we're going to struggle to see 80 degrees Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. But it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice. And all those lovers of the season of autumn and fall are just getting more antsy by the minute. And that's a wrap for tonight. Thank you for being a part of the show, and I'll see you back here wrapping up this week tomorrow evening.